Alright, so welcome back everyone. So, on Monday we weren't quite able to finish off the run. I'll do one quick last inspection of gear here, but I think we more or less figured out forges for what we want to do. There's pretty much no way we use all of the items that we already have equipped, so there's not really any use in making spares and putting them in convoy. Hey, Hitakuru-sir. So I think we're just going to move on and do the generally long endgame. So on Monday I thought, wouldn't it be funny if we S-ranked Raph? Let's be honest, he's been a pretty hilarious dancer, so let's do it.
What's the plan, my friend?
Hey, Starak. What's the plan? We stab him a lot. Raph punched Nemesis to death. His run and marriage are invalid. I don't think he has quite enough strength for that. Well, maybe. He has 35. We didn't work on his brawling at all, though. I'll put some iron gauntlets in his inventory in case it comes up, but I wouldn't hold your breath. Actually, we're gonna actually attempt that at any point. We should have fading blows so he can get the hit bonus. But somehow I don't think he's gonna have enough hit for me to be comfortable going for it, even if we do get him within range here. I don't remember if his speed drops at all for losing his lieutenants. The 49 avoid technically isn't that high. I guess we'll... I could deploy Shamir, but Linhardt gives us 2 more warp. So we can do some warp kill shenanigans. 92 magical bulk. I don't know if I set the as one-shotting that. Yeah, she only hits 84. And she's not doubling 36 attack speed. Probably more practical to just like fly up and Brave Lance. Also, I guess there's technically 3 chests we could grab for the memes. And we do have enough chest keys, so no use buying any additional. Alright, I think we're about ready to go. First stop is going to be killing Odess, because he's a very annoying spawn point for these monsters. And after that, we'll dismantle their siege. Which is part of why we want all the warp and rescues, so we can just go in, kill them, and get out, since we can't retribution the siege tomes.
Nemesis is here. I'm awake.
What's my strategy? I must lead them well. Shall we?
Well, that's Wasteland, annoyingly. Wait, why is he not going after her with... Sagittae? So you did definitely deal way more damage there. I don't trust that.
My orders?
Steady now. Let me paint you a picture. No mercy.
Picture painted. Maybe they could have used the relic weapons if possible. Maybe. Part of the reason you built Desert Saber was to have someone who could kill Legendary Black Knight. Highest difficulty, he couldn't do it. I had to find a guide using Palette to clear the map. Yeah, that... Abyssal on that is really mean, because I have the duo Celica and Sarah, and she even struggled to get the kill. So it's like... What, they expected people to have just pulled?
I'll do my best.
I mean, I guess the answer is probably yes, because it's, you know, a gacha game, but still. You know what?
Let's make
I
this
might just
quick.
rescue Hello over here and start advancing with her. Because these guys should come out now that we've shot at them, and then we can kill them with our ranged attacks and canto away.
I do this for all of us.
Should use something a little stronger, but that's okay.
No time to slow down.
At the ready.
Leone. It's not quite enough damage if we don't use silver here. Sure, wait, what if we... So we could Wind God. So it's not going to be quite as much damage as... or not quite as much hit, but... This is our probably our best balance of damage and hit rate. Of course, now watch him miracle if Leone hits him.
The weak fall.
Yep, demiracled. Fantastic.
Leave it to me.
But what if
Did the trick.
we shot him again?
I'm not dying here.
That's right, your miracle has no power here.
Shall we? So that's Nemesis.
Going south, huh? Okay, interesting. Yeah, missed the crits. That's fine though. It's easy enough for anyone else to finish him off.
I won, didn't I?
Appreciate that.
Oh damn, we missed critting on 458s. Ignatz is maybe not on his game right now.
Make a difference?
You like how the other routes end in the 3 major capitals of Foodland, and this one ends in some random swamp. I mean, we're fighting a random bandit dude in a random swamp. Seems pretty thematic.
It won't be in vain.
Simply brave weapon.
We're all desperate, aren't we?
Bernie does a little bit less good. Wait, what? It turned but didn't move. Such a weird thing.
I'll defeat you!
There we go. He just had to get warmed
Still
up.
alive.
You're really tough. Don't get used to this.
How far is this assassin reach?
Too easy.
Nice dodge. There we go, and that opens up the rest of these.
Thought you could best me?
Damn, not quite enough damage there. So I guess we probably have Bernie go after the bird. Oh wow, he only does a double. I guess if we were using a speed ring instead of the accuracy ring, she would. Well, it's not like we only could have reached the bird.
I must lead them well.
Haha, 50 strength.
Had I room to grow?
Muscle Byleth and Nade. Although that's usually Byleth. Byleth is usually a muscle Byleth. It's usually the speed that Byleth struggles with a little bit. But we juiced her up enough that she has 53.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna move Hilda here, because I want to pull this assassin. I'd like to have her in front of the bird and the assassin, but these bushes are just playing havoc with her movement. Does Byleth have almost 3 times the strength of Bernie? Yes. Actually, yeah, it's just almost. I was gonna say it might actually be triple, but not quite.
team effort. Not quite what I'd hoped.
Well, she can't gain more defense, but it would have been nice to see some strength. However, gaining HP is technically the only way to improve her physical bulk now. Do we even, at this range, do we even need a combat art? No, not really.
Not what.
Don't mind Linhardt just kind of lagging behind here. It would have been funny if it crit. It's a pretty low chance, but it would still would have been funny.
Won't be in vain.
Alright, I'm pretty sure these two despawn if we kill Odess, so we can just like super dive him. Hey Kirby.
I'm sorry.
We angered, we angered Gloucester after he tried to heal his buddy. Which is fine by me. I want to get that Thyrsus out of the way anyway. I guess we do want to make sure that we're on range of the siege here. So I guess we can't exactly dive him. But he's so squishy that we just curve shot him to death.
Another victory.
Now we can't call any more.
It'll be mostly up to Leone to pummel him. If she can outrange him. Or rather, I guess get him low enough so that Ignatz can just Hunter's Volley him to death through Miracle. Wait a second. He has Physic equipped, so he won't counterattack. So we could go for a kill like this and then... use drawback to extract Ignatz after.
I found.
Ignatz stonks.
Huh?
And we can push Ignatz out. It's like... these snipers can target Hilda all they want. They're not gonna do damage. Where's the other... one of these is a siege stone. There it is. And there's one more siege gem up here. So we just need to kill one siege enemy with every warp.
This could turn the tides.
Didn't even need to use rescue there. Oh no, the ballista is shooting Hilda for 0. What will she ever do?
Helpful.
So we gotta watch out for this guy. Yeah, apparently the Mortal Savant has uninhibited movement in the swamp. But maybe that might just be all the Agarthans. Yeah, never mind. And actually, this might be tricky because our Raphael makes it difficult to actually for sure kill here. But we do have enough crit avoid where that 40 crit from the Abraxas is not in danger of killing us. Actually, how much damage would it do? 65. Yeah, I don't think our res is quite that high. We get down to 28, but that would still kill in a crit. We're gonna use Linhardt to get the drop on the other two close to us, because I want to use Lysithia's for, what's-her-face? For Lamine. This is probably one where we have to rescue out, because Linhardt's warp range is definitely much worse.
Won't be in vain.
Go a bit further forward too here. Since now that those are cleared out, Plane does not fear being in range.
do this.
Got him.
No mercy.
I'm impressed.
War Master does, like, actually threaten Hilda. She'd be able to survive a double crit if... beside Flame, but that would probably cause her battalion to completely retreat. So we don't want to do that. If we can clear these enemies out around the ballista here too, we can use it to pull these other enemies in towards us. Actually, we can also use Wind God. These guys will YOLO out regardless of if this had a real chance of hitting them. .66 prod still not safe. It's safe against most. I mean, it's technically safe against Goneril with the setup. The problem is then, if we lose the battalion, then she's less safe against everyone else. Yeah, technically speaking, she could tank through most of the physical enemies here, even if they crit, but we also have crap battalion endurance, so it's something we have to be conscious of.
I'll defeat you.
Fun to watch.
You're too kind.
Actually, did we want to... Actually, I should probably smite Quad so that he can Wind God here to lure out Charon. So once these two are taken care of, we can start working on this. And then once these are all out, we can basically move here to Ballista stuff and then Canto out. Actually, no, I guess it'll have to be this one, because Onagers can't be used by mounted units. But like, this still provides a good way to get all these guys out of position. We definitely have to play this extra safe with no blessing.
Amazing.
Ignatz, Godslayer. Actually, shooting at Charon should bring in the Wyvern too. Because they're within 2 tiles of each other. Which is all the more convenient. That way we're not spending 1 turn per enemy. Yeah, there it is. And I guess if we can end up using this to kill this random Boer Rimmery, then we save another warp so that we have 2 chances of going in on Lamine. Look, Bernie gets to kill something. Wow. She's so under level and that wasn't even worth a full level. For shame.
A nobleman does his duty.
Hey Mozart, thanks for the love.
That helps.
Peasant Whoopa. I don't know if we needed to know that.
It's
Doesn't actually kill him. The void is very annoying. There we go. Get out of here.
I'm not there yet.
Oh, there's offensive tactics. Won't actually be used, but we got her to learn it.
Well done.
Alright, no shitter crit. I think she'll get a 4 to 5 from this guy. I'm not sure if she'll get healed by this guy. I seem to remember him having physic and just, like, not healing anyone. We'll see.
Dance.
Damn, she did get. How very annoying.
Thank you.
Am I getting close?
Oh, there's the crit. Nice. So I didn't even have to try to bring Quad in for this one. Nice
Get
level.
away just yet.
Although I guess that's on setup, so it doesn't really matter. We need to get these out of the way. I guess we'll shoot at everyone over here to get them out of the way too. Kill the last siege. And then it's just cleaning out the back line and I suppose stealing the chests for the memes.
You lost that one.
We could just face pull these guys with Hilda too.
That's the Death Knight.
Yeah, it's Pop Waddle. Oh boy. That guy running off like that is kind of annoying though.
This could turn the tides.
There is all.
Who needs to use Dark Spikes on this guy when she can just double him with Swarm?
Oh, nice. Thanks.
Might as well get her coming out too. So we can definitely handle more than just one sniper. Has anyone seen Maurice? He just got slightly lost on his way over.
Let me paint you a picture. I found strength in adversity.
Aegis doesn't help you when the base damage is 63 or 126. So it becomes 63. What do I think of the theory that he was their dancer because he had a sword? And the elites are all different classes. It's probably not the most out there. I think it makes fairly logical sense if we're just guessing. Gravity doesn't do enough. Besides, I'm gonna have an excuse to use this axe anyway. Get him!
Never let your guard down.
Good.
I think one cool thing would have been if the ancestors for Claude and Dimitri could have been their personal classes. Yeah, I'm not sure if Barbarossa would have really worked for Regan. But I could definitely see that for Dimitri. Makes sense there for sure. Alright, next turn we can see if we can take care of Lamine. Hey, Coffee.
Bernie's just not.
Wow, 10 magic Bernie. Crazy. We are going, I guess. We're slowly dismantling Nemesis's goons here. got her. Yo, more strength and speed. Let's go.
Use this power for the
Whoa.
apologies.
Alright, let's start working on the rest of these games. Yeah, I plan to do this with the other routes aside from probably Silver Snow. We'll see how I feel at the end of Crimson Flower, but I think there's a good chance that I'm just gonna bypass Silver Snow this time. But Lions is for sure on the docket because I think it'll have the most impact on them to ban their super overpowered battalions. Okay. So this guy pulled... This guy just sat here. Sure, whatever. I don't think that does quite enough damage. It's kind of crazy to think about. Like, this is a 51 strength Byleth. That needs chip damage, and chipping from the Bliss isn't quite enough. Well, I guess I say that, but I could just do this, too. But I guess we need to heal. Let's see.
Much needed. Another victory.
Well, saves us some everything, really. Actually, no, it's kind of pointless to be player phasing them like that anyway. Because you know who can fight them and not give a crap? Hilda.
No time to slow down.
Yeah, we're just shooting everyone and aggroing everything on the map at this point. All their dangerous long-range support is gone, so if they want to charge at me and get mowed down, I'm completely okay with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, tonight we're starting FE1.
That helps.
Because we're pretty much guaranteed to beat this, so... We'll close this out. I'll probably do a quick review of the battalions afterward. And then we'll start on FE1. And that'll probably only take us about a week and some change, and we'll do Crimson Flower after that. Well, Nemesis takes another 6 hours. True. He is kind of a beefy boy.
You must press on.
I'll defeat you.
Ignat, dude. Gun.
I wasn't about to let you go.
Keep it up.
How about a curtsy?
Hill they can't reach. These are wastelands, that's why. Have I done E-rank weapons only? No, but, I mean... A lot of my runs end up close to that anyway. Because I spam training weapons so much. Actually, what rank? Yeah, Iron is E-rank too, so I spam training in Iron for like 90% of the game, so... I don't know, I don't think that changes much if I do 8 E-rank weapons only. I guess I have to use relics in place of brave weapons. I guess that also makes things worse for, say, someone like Ignatz, who thrives on having forged killer bows, but... Yeah, otherwise I don't think there's... too much of a difference it would make, honestly. No heals? Oh, I guess if we're banning spells. But like... yeah, I guess you don't learn spells until D rank, do you? But like, the shop has a billion concoctions and vulneraries and whatever to buy. And Kanto is so abusable that mid-game forward, if I want to, I can also just never get hit. I guess we can loot the chest afterward. We just kill with double silver bow attack here. Actually, wait, can... Yeah, Claude can kill with brave bow. Then we can loot the chest. Not have to wait a turn. There we go, perfect. Yay, Arrow of Indra! I could totally trade it to Marianne to attack this guy too. Although he has a tomahawk. Which is unfortunate. Yeah, oh, there's no melee enemies left for us to use Arrow of Indra. I guess we could use it in melee against Regan. Now nothing can stop Marianne, yes. Soul Blade without steel weapon axes is kind of sus early on. True, yeah, I guess Lysithea gets way worse. Yeah, I think magic gets hit the hardest by doing that, just because, like, there's almost no magic options that way. But as far as physical attackers, they spam training in iron anyway, so it becomes kind of whatever. No warp or rescue strats? I mean, if we have full battalions back, though, then we have stuff like Impregnable Wall for face pulling and Blessing for safety. Because let's be honest here, warp rescue is usually a function of me having to compensate for not having Kanto or good battalions. Since both of those just simply break the game on their own.
This could turn the tides.
I am so impressed.
Like, look at this. We're using Kanto flyers who don't even have battalions. Doesn't matter, not too much. I guess we're losing like 6 physical damage, but for the most part, all we do is just team up on them with more units. And it works almost as well. Wait, this guy is really slow, right? Well, normally would be very slow. He doesn't have Braxis equipped. Okay, we'll let him come to us then. Okay, that should bring all of those guys. So we can bully them. remember to trade that arrow of Indra to Marianne too, so we can do the memes against Regan. Armors would become the main problem of the run. Not necessarily. Because we were muscling our way through them with even iron for the most part. Actually, you know what is also an E rank weapon? And anti-armor? First sin we might be to do in chapter 1. I mean, why? I don't normally bring Lysithia against to do anymore, actually. Normally I just bait him into not activating his personal and then pelt him with Quad and Ignatz, and then stab him with Leonie and Violet to finish him. Hey, Ether. Thought Rapier was D rank? Nope. Rapier is very goofy. And being E rank is one of those things that makes it continue to be extra goofy. What? Did these guys really just sit here and do nothing?
Let me paint you a picture.
Gun!
I took care of it.
Next one's mine.
You want to know the thought process behind that one? I know, right? Like, I don't know, this is kind of just the perfect weapon as far as strong stuff goes. You've got this and Thunderbrand for E ranks. What else do you really need? You're having a little trouble with Felix's paralog with his dad dying. Yeah, Rodriguez. A piece of garbage in more ways than one, unfortunately. I guess one thing you can do to keep him from committing suicide too readily is throw Impregnable Wall on him. But basically the best solution is just to finish out the paralog in 2 turns so that Rodrigue doesn't have a chance to do the stupid. Oh yeah, you have battalions! You'd forgotten they unlocked. Whoops. Well, there we go. You can also hit all the dudes around him with gambits to lock them into place so he doesn't get ganged up on. And usually if the enemies are locked, Rodrigue will choose to pick on the weakest enemy and is quite likely to kill it. You were about to say I would have 1 to 2 range access, but then you forgot they decided to give us close combat with bows in this, because having a weakness would be bad. Yeah, I mean, they were trying to push bows to be stronger, right? Which, it's hard to balance bows. Either they're, like, far, far too weak, or they end up borderline overpowered, or sometimes really overpowered, like in Valentia. But, I mean, honestly, I think it kind of, even without close combat, they were almost sort of emulating the feel of Fate's balance between jabs and hand axes versus bows. Because jabs and hand axes are so heavy that you might as well not be able to double with them until, like, super late. And then their base might is really garbage, so unless you have axe or lance fair, they're kind of just not very good weapons. Yeah, Sword of the Creator, so its value would definitely go up. I think more so for regular sword than Sublime, because like Sublime is really strong, regular sword is kind of eh. But if it's our only way to 1 to 2 in the late game with a non-bow weapon, then I guess... Well, I guess late game it would be Sublime. I guess it would still be helpful. Maybe the value doesn't go up too much for regular Sword of the Creator. Blue Lions get a 3rd stride, yeah. Yeah, they get 2 viable strides and then Sylvains. I think 3 strides is maybe a bit overkill. I've used configurations with double stride before, but I feel like once you get above 4 strides, the value has significant diminishing returns. The War Monk's new Miguel. Oh, hey, yeah. Be a good reason to allow the DLC, so that we could run Team War Monk. Then we can new Miguel. Actually, wait. What if new Miguel Lysithia? More strides on this map is nice. The initial formation on Felix Feral leaves something to be desired. Yeah, it's true. That's the Felix Feral is actually one of the ones I normally set up for double stride with Blue Lions, because it's pretty convenient to do it. That's why I'm thinking I'm not really sure what I'd do with a 3rd stride, since 2 strides is usually enough in that map. There's the Arrow of Indra.
That helps.
You might be playing favoritism here. Little gremlin tossing Hadoukens, exactly. The enemy wouldn't stand a chance. You know what's funny is, because this gets extended range from bow range plus, Leone should be able to shoot this guy without needing to go too deep here.
It won't be in vain.
Alright, Byleth can go loot stuff, I guess. These enemies aren't really in a place where they're going to be that much of a threat. Actually, I should probably leave Byleth here for now. Because Regan might chase her back here if I move towards the chest. Then that would be very annoying. Because we're trying to have Marianne whack him in the face.
Thank you.
You're making some cool magical items for your D&D party, and one of the party members is the Goblin Artificer is frankly insanely frail. Here's what the item does. Well equipped with this magical item, all forms of actions are doubled. When equipped with a magical item, all spells that require concentration no longer need it. Well equipped, the user gains 20 constitution. However, cannot gain any form of stat boosting while it is equipped. As in, like, magical buffs? Screw this, you're getting Thyrsus first. Thyrsus does help a decent amount in that map, because then you can attack over the wall with a Strided Lysithia. Wait, the first thing... are you saying all forms of actions are doubled applies to the entire party? Actually, what do you... So, are you talking about, like, every action type? So, it's basically like, oh, all the magical items have an ability. Isn't that? I don't know, that alone feels maybe a little overpowered. Giving the entire party double action economy. Things might get a little wild. We have to dance, Marianne. No, wait. No, we don't have to dance, Marianne, because we can dismount. Haha. Dismounting is a free action for some reason in this game. Get him, Marianne! Arrow of injury useful? Question mark?
Professor.
Alright, it's what, a secret book and a giant shell from this?
So nice of you.
You intend for that to be the case, mainly because you want everyone to be OV... or... Oh wait, everyone is OP already? So is that like the only way you can make them better is by giving them really stupid artifacts? I guess it makes sense if you want to give them a little bit of a power trip before he goes away. What's Nemesis? 47. So I think we need... yeah, we're gonna need either Special Dance or Rally Luck every time we fight him. Because we only have 43 crit avoid. So there's a 4% chance to lose the map if we get too cocky about this. Actually, 4% chance every time we fight him. So, yeah. Let's maybe not be stupid about this. Wow, Luna doesn't actually get this guy. Not having Macul actually kind of haunting my Scythia here.
I fought and won. The weak fall, the strong live.
But you pull back the current year, you plan to get rid of all the levels they gain over the course of the campaign, reverting back to the starting level of the campaign. Because of something in the Big Bad's possession called the Level Eating Blade. The effect is obvious, but it's also simple. It'll be the biggest nerf for any of them. And easy to plan around. From the perspective of a level 3 party being able to attack twice, is a small yet effective boost until they get back to level 14. Oh, they get to still keep the artifacts too? Okay, well, before I read that, I was gonna ask if you were, if your Big Bad was emulating the Risk of Rain 2 boss.
Thanks.
Oh yeah. Or cavalry can, and actually cavalry and flyers can dismount and use the onager anyway. We'll do it like this, because Leonie's gonna use actual ballista. Instead of taking their stuff, they can break most of the good stuff. I see. So you're saying he's more violent? Or brute force, I guess? Here's giant shell. Look at this painter boy with his huge damage. This Ignatz is... I guess I haven't checked, but he has to be strength plus. 33 seems like a lot. Hilda's definitely not safe from Nemesis, unfortunately. 81 attack is a little too much for her.
Thanks.
If I had... Let's see, well, still mount... Granted, he would also... She wouldn't be able to ban him because he'd also use a, Heaven's Fall. But she could attack into him normally, probably fairly safely. Just because at max, like, mounted she has 66 prot and Flame can get her to 69 effectively. So if we were in a normal battalion situation, we'd probably have one that gives us 3 more prot, so 72 prot. So if he crit both attacks, I mean, it's 27 twice, which is ugly but far from lethal. Finally promoted from Twignats, yes. It isn't even really his full power, if you consider. Because technically speaking, if we were doing this normally, he would have a battalion that probably has... Well, actually, wait. We do have him with Elmira Mercenaries. So you know what? I guess he wouldn't have a battalion with more attack. Or rather, he'd have one that probably just has 6 attack, which is only 1 more. But it would probably have, I don't know, 15, 20 hit instead of having to work off of his dex and double hit plus 20 entirely. Which would... Well, I probably still wouldn't have given up hit plus 20, but... He could also have strength plus 2 equipped instead of rally speed. How are we doing for damage here? It's quadding him for 13. His luck is pretty high, so I don't think we're gonna crit him. I don't think Wrath actually deals damage to him. So we can't do the funny try to hit him with gauntlets thing. Let's see. Oh, also, Quad being in range would also buff our damage by 3. Oh wait, also Professor's Guidance Plus, so we have 72 attack. If Quad is in range and with our personal. So that's 18 times 4. So that feels a lot better. Alright, I guess let's get this set up. If Raph could have actually dealt damage, I was gonna look at what his hit rate would have been, but... I think he might just have to settle for providing some cheerwinning support. Let's group everyone up. And next turn, we're gonna shoot him to turn his... or get him off of the throne. And then we'll just set up so that he runs into the middle of us and is in range of like 3 different link attacks. In the end, they need to lose in order to build themselves up again. Yeah, and then you can tell them afterward that after their entire journey is done, they're like effectively over level 30 because they had to do all those level ups all over again, right? Unrelated, you're watching your friends or a friend play Legends ZA on Switch 2. You swap to Legends Arceus for a bit to compare the frame rate. It's painful to go back to Legends Arceus. Or Legends Arceus. It's such a good game, but they definitely didn't give it the optimization love that they should have. You're a feeble creature. Now the question is if he's gonna go southward. Well, I guess if we position like this, he'll probably take the south side. So let us simply do this. Actually, especially if like Scythia is here, he'll probably just like run straight towards her. You ran north? What? How dare you?
Thank you.
Guard? You appear to have mistaken my brave lance for it. Wow. Damn, we're dunking on him. I was not expecting to dodge that 71.
Much needed.
He's trying to run from the Ignats, perhaps. A friend of yours, I know him slightly, he's on the server. Overthrows wants to talk to me about the only feet runs? Okay. He's curious about how I took it. Like, just in general, every run he wants to talk about. So I can definitely answer that for sure. Gotta give Ignatz that final blow. I don't think he's gonna do enough damage. If we were to try to do that here. It's like... Oh, no, actually, I guess... Yeah, it's just enough. Because of Raph! Raph is buffing his damage. I guess I could have also gotten more by trading him a silver bow plus. Nice, okay. Well, I guess if Raph can't take it, then Ignatz can take it in his place. Alright, Iggy. You know, maybe we should have S-ranked him instead. Wait, do we do... Ah, we can't. It's like, do we do the same amount with the Killer Bow Plus? Because if we did do that, what we could have done is done that and seen if we could have gotten a T-pose crit, but we miss the kill if we don't use the steal here. So we'll just have to do this. I mean, we could still get the T-pose 1%. Technically speaking. Unfortunately, we didn't. But there we go. Raph couldn't punch him to death, so Ignatz stood in for him with Hunter's Volley. We beat racism, yay!
That one seemed to work.
Easy dub, yes. As it turns out, even with other battalions, Flyer's kind of cracked.
Tough talk from the guy who's lived too long. Allow me to fix that!
You are all pathetic weaklings. You lack the courage to challenge me in lone combat.
Yet we have the strength to scale the walls between us. To reach out our hands in friendship so we can open our true hearts to one another. That's how we win!
I don't know why Quad has the Naruto run, but it's funny to watch every time. Call it getting bodied. Still good. Yes. He thinks that's how you aura farm?
Future historians will refer to this day as the new dawn of Fodlan. Of that,
True.
no doubt.
That's how we win! Naruto running!
It's up to you now, Teach. As for my path...
Alright, I'm not gonna save here just because I want to go back and look at the configurations. For when we review the battalions.
A rising flame was alight as the flow of time carved a new history for Fodlan. The ambitions of the Fell King Nemesis were crushed.
This is the Naruto mission with the reanimation jutsu and everything.
After 5.5 years of war,
Oh boy.
a new age was set to begin.
Thank you.
Country, faith,
He's freeing the gremlin.
all that had
Alright, I
once
guess we can just skip this part. Let's see those records. Oh yeah, also, we S-ranked Raph.
Come on. I'm
Professor. Are
starving.
you sure it's okay for you to be here? You're probably right. Even you need a break every once in a while. The war's finally over, but they're still putting you to work, huh? I bet you it's gonna get pretty busy from here on out.
Probably, or who knows.
Fodlan sure has changed a lot since you were our professor. Some places lost their leaders, and other ones got wrecked from all the fighting. You gotta decide what to do about the church now too, huh?
You have a good grasp of the situation. Actually, yeah, Raph thinking about some hard political stuff. Too bad 3-Up screwed him over since the Reds has fighting Rabius. I mean... I guess it is a little weird for Quad to pick a fight with her, but also, Ray is a problem and an obstacle. He's just uncharacteristically violent about it in 3 Hopes.
Even I understand that much. I'd never become a great knight if I didn't.
But you were a dancer, not a great knight. Hilda was the great knight. Do you still want to become a knight?
You bet I do. That's what I've been working toward all this time. I'm not sure you heard, but apparently the battles I fought in made me famous. Folks started calling me the Beast of Leicester.
You know, the Beast of Leicester seems like a pretty good name for a dancer. You could be the Knight of Dancing. Exactly. But that'd be like... Dance Night? Disco Night? Yeah, Disco Night. There we go. We should call him Disco Night instead of Grey Night. They call dancers beasts when they tear up the floor.
Can you believe that? People calling me a beast. I was offended at first, but my little sis said it made me sound tough. She must be right, because I've had people asking me to work for them non-stop.
Everyone's a
I've
fan
made
of
my
his belly
decision, though.
dancing.
I know whose knight I want to be. Speaking of, I got this for you. Will you accept it?
We answer with ellipses. Typical Byleth.
Marry me, and let me be your knight, please. Remember when I told you how important you are to me? Well, I want to be with you, and stay by your side. I thought maybe if we got married, then we could always be together.
What about your sister?
It's awfully nice of you to worry about her, but she'll be fine. I barely took my eye off her, and she grew up into an adult. She decided she's gonna be an artist. I think she's been talking to Ignatz too much. It won't be easy, but I want her to do whatever's gonna make her happy. I'll still keep an eye on her, but she'll be off on her own soon. I guess what I'm saying is, don't worry about her. She'll be okay. I'm more worried about you. You gotta rebuild this world from scratch. That's a whole lot of weight for one person to carry. Enough to crush you. So, will you let me help you? It's a heavy load, but I want to carry it with you. What do you say? Will you let me be your knight?
I will. I love you, Raphael.
You love me? Yes! Yes, yes, yes!
That's right, Raph. Unlike
For
some
the rest
people,
of
yes.
forever, this beast is gonna stay by your side. But wait, I can't just be a physically strong beast. I gotta have a strong mind, too. Whatever you need, I'll work as hard as I can. As hard as anyone. I'll keep training to make sure you can count on me. And I'll love you forever and ever. And ever.
Alright, that was pretty cute. Especially the splash. I like that. Keep training as a dancer. It's one of the easiest ways to get stronger, too. He was like the highest level on our team. I think it was, what, level 49 at the end of that? Which is, I think, a good 3 or 4 levels above Lysithea, who is our highest level, aside from maybe Byleth. We got a good mix of MVPs here, too. I find with more normal runs, it's like basically 2 people who tend to dominate MVP a lot. And it also tends to be either Byleth or the House Lord, or sometimes both of them taking up both slots. Oh, hey, Marianne even snuck one in ALL, and Ignatz got one in on Murden. Okay. Ignatz has to be MVP for the final map. Unfortunately, no. Byleth did too much ganking for him to take center stage. Felix Paralog, do I send a squad south to kill the reinforcement spawning guys? No, I tend to just ignore them. What I normally do is I go to the left and drop a blaze on the dudes right above Rodrigue and kill the other guys around them. And I do that while setting up for either the double stride or so that Lysithea can warp people in. And then I just warp in and gank the assassin. Or stride in and gank the assassin, depending. Because if you kill the assassin boss, then the map just ends. It's way better to just gank him on turn 2 than deal with Rodrigue being a constant idiot. Actually, especially since he usually makes a call out too. If he's safe, that causes the villagers to break formation. So if you don't finish it on turn 2, chances are Rodrigue is also getting the villagers killed, and then if they die, you lose the Aegis Shield. You're trying not to use warp? Well then, stride a flyer and then blow up the assassin. Because that wall doesn't do anything to stop a flyer from just going over and ganking the assassin. You might need 2 flyers, I guess, but, you know. Or if you can get the bolting to land, you hit with the bolting and then have the flyer finish, or or lead with the flyer and finish with bolting, I guess. Depending on what your accuracy looks like, I guess you might want the flyer to provide link for the bolting attack. Look at Flame getting 10 kills. Not bad for a rescue bot. Better ratio than Sylvain, anyway. Nine kills from Catherine. Pretty sure half of those were in Falling Short of Heaven, because I don't think I deployed her in many more maps other than that. Birdie with 109 battles and 16 victories. Wait, 109 battles? Did we really attack with her that much? I mean, I did bring her on to do Inquisitor stuff, but I don't think I Inquisited 80 times with her. Alright, 239 kills from Lysithea, as expected. Single kill for Linhardt. Considering he was basically never deployed, seeing any battles or victories at all is kind of impressive for him. $141 kills for Ignatz, let's go. Wait, have I ever gotten this before? Marianne returned home to warm welcome from her adoptive father, recognized her wisdom and skill, and began to groom her as a successor during the time she had a chance to reunite with Ignatz. He persuaded his family to allow him to travel the world as an artist. Marianne wholeheartedly supported his work. Before long, became enchanted not merely with the landscapes, but the portraits. All he had seen his travels, but also his character, the romance between the archer and the patron. Well, I guess I started reading too late. But they fell in love and had a cute relationship. Leonie and Shamir. This has to be like the 6th or 7th time I've seen this pairing. Yeah, Ignat's not marrying Raphael's sister in this timeline. A little bit funny considering like the S support with Raph feels like it really pushes that Ignatz is gonna go marry Raph's sister. I don't know if I got this one very often, but this ending seems familiar enough. Oh yeah, whoops. Claude gets stuck with Ingrid, who, this is not a good relationship. Claude marries a racist with a plot twist. As a knight of the New Order of Royal Guards, Raphael helped restore order and stability to the nation during its fragile rebuilding period. It's said that the kindness and undying support of the Queen and her husband helped put the minds of people at ease. The couple is long remembered even after they stepped back from the public eye, thanks to portraits painted by the court's renowned artist, Raphael's sister, Maya. Aw, that's cute. Dethroning racism, only two. I mean, in theory, Ingrid learns not to be. Although, I guess that's more of a Lions thing, since she doesn't get to do the supports with Dedue in any other route. Quite often marries Hilda, so it's normal for him. Oh dear. Alright. Well, we've seen the credits enough times, I don't think we need to let it go again. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the save real quick. So, I think what I didn't expect about banning all the high-level battalions is that it actually makes cavalry, at least melee cavalry, a lot worse. Because, like, I initially went for being a paladin with Darting Blow as Byleth, and we continuously missed attack speed benchmarks. Which would be fine if we could have actually not been doubled without Darting Blow, too, on enemy phase. We had some issues where Paladin is just so much below Pegasus Knight and Falcon Knight for attack speed that we kept getting doubled by stuff. And even though Flyers basically weren't allowed battalions, or they weren't allowed them at all, because the best battalion prot-wise we could have was 3 prot, Paladin's bulk was really, really bad. So we'd get doubled and basically just like 2-rounded. At which point it's like, well, why didn't I say Pegasus? Because we were also 2-rounded in Pegasus. But in Pegasus, we also doubled the enemy. And then Falcon was just better than Pegasus, so...
More!
It's a very unfortunate situation for Cavalier and Paladin in this particular challenge. Insert joke about how Quad can't S-rank male Byleth here. Yeah, that kind of upsets me, because, like, it very much feels like the two of them would easily get together. Yeah, thanks for the follow, Box and Socks. So yeah, I tried to force Paladin, and it just wasn't working, so we pivoted into running Falcon Knight instead. I guess that said, it didn't make all of the ground cavalry have problems. Granted, like, getting into Dark Knight for Marianne was a huge pain. But having a 3 or 4 range magic Kanto attacker, it's fine, because even if your attack speed's not very good, she still chips for quite a bit of damage. And she doesn't risk getting countered, so unlike Paladin and Cavalier, she just really didn't have those same problems. And then Bow Knight mostly worked for Leonie. I guess we did do Paladin on Leonie for a bit. I feel like probably the main reason she didn't suffer as much is because she got a little luckier on defense, and point blank volley allowed her to ignore the fact that she was kind of slow. You kind of love how Marianne went from intermediate to master? Yeah. Because we just spent so long working on riding. So we never really got to that A for guaranteed Warlock. Because if we had, we definitely would have been waiting a lot longer to get into Dark Knight. And she already took until, like, what, level 33 or 4 to get into it? It's pretty rough. Oh yeah, on the... I guess, also just to illustrate what I was talking about during the credits. Dancer! Level 48. Ends up, what, 49 by the end? Our best combat units are both level 44. And I think Byleth got to 46 by the time we finish. So, yeah, Dancer experience kind of goofy. Also, kind of just funny to have an extremely bulky Dancer, because, like, there was a point where we could have left Raph in range of an assassin, and it would have only done about half of his health. So if for some reason we needed him to phase tank, we could have. It wouldn't have been a problem so long as it was a physical opponent. I don't think we need to say too much about Quad's personal glass. Flying bows, kinda good. And even if he wasn't allowed to use his personal battalion to get ashes and dust, Encloser kinda good. And Leonie was able to brawl for a little bit, but she actually started to fall off a bunch. She couldn't quite keep up, and I guess Paladin was probably part of the problem. So just like Hilda stepped in and ended up more or less doing better most of the time. Because her bulk was actually legitimately high enough in Paladin that she somewhat didn't need to worry. But they definitely did reach a point where it wasn't enough, which is why we swapped to Fortress Knight, and then Fortress Knight is how we built into Great Knight. But I'm kind of impressed that despite being stuck with the Church of Sarah soldiers, which is only 3 prot, she managed to mostly be able to no-sell stuff through most of the game. We basically only had to be careful of warriors and war masters. And if we had a real prot stacking setup with a better battalion, she wouldn't have even have been worried about them. You just got a shiny in ZA. Guess that's part of your team now. Yeah, you can't just leave the shiny on the bench. Lawrence, I mean, kind of standard mage things. He chipped okay, mostly heal-botted. This Ignatz I'm still convinced is very strength-blessed. Because he was doing very heavy raw damage. Even discounting Deathblow and Bowfair. I guess, let's see, his strength is 32. It's only 4 points behind Claude. And both of them didn't get any kind of strength stat boosters. Compared to if we talk about Violeth, who basically got every strength and speed stat booster that I had in my convoy. That was totally worth it. Because nothing survived this Brave Lance. Our damage output was disgusting despite the fact that we didn't have a battalion, full stop. Now that you think about it, is it necessary for the stats menu to have the character's height? No. There's no reason to have height or age. It's very much just like, I guess, added information to make it feel more school setting, I guess. Because there's really no practical reason to list that there. Let's see, Lysithia performed pretty well. She had problems with missing one-shots, even though I'm pretty sure she's a little bit magic blessed, but she wasn't able to get the good magic battalions, like no Macuel. So when the best battalion you can use only gives you +2 attack and 5 hit, it's a little bit meh. That said, a merchant military is shockingly good for an E-rank battalion. It's like, honestly, this is kind of better than the D-rank magic battalions we can buy. It's a little bit less magic attack, but the hit is kind of big. And I guess we lose out on a magic gambit, because poison tactic is not... It's physical, so it's pretty much always going to do 0 damage, but... This thing has 60 base hit. There aren't very many gambits in the game with 60 base hit. Did you miss a Nemesis kill? Yeah. Unfortunately, we killed him about half an hour ago. You'll never guess who ganked him. You're kind of pleased with the bigger screen on the Switch too. I don't usually use handheld mode, so I'm not even noticing the bigger screen. Did I try out the Bridget E rank? Did I have that on someone? Is it on Ignatz? No, that's Elmira and Mercenaries. Although, I guess this is also a pretty good battalion. It's unfortunately dumped any kind of hit to get a crappy +10 avoid, but I don't know, this is an E rank battalion with +5 physical attack. That's kind of a lot. Who got the kill? No, it wasn't Raph. Although I did try to set it up. But Nemesis has too much fraud. So Ignatz did it in his stead. We'll be doing the bonus only feat run of FE1 after this. We'll be doing the Crimson Flower run once we complete that. I'm basically weaving things so that we can get the September goals done sooner rather than later. Because I hate to take everyone's money and then, push everything off until after EBATs. So we're going to weave it in. FE1 will be between this and Crimson Flower, and then assuming we don't do Silver Snow, Tokyo Mirage sessions will be between Crimson Flower and the Blue Lions run. I'm debating if I want to do all four, just because, like, Silver Snow is kind of meh. And it hasn't been that long since I last did a Silver Snow run, so... Yeah, Elmira Mercs is perfect for Ignatz. And then it's got Fusillade, which... This thing is a 3-range, cross-shaped gambit. And 50 base hit is still pretty good. So... this is pretty damn good lockdown. It's not as good as Ashes and Dust, but it's still pretty good. So yeah, Elmira Mercenary is also basically a top-tier E-rank battalion. Like, that and the Merchant Military are actually probably my favorite 2 discoveries out of this run. You'd like to see some in-house Blue Lions E-ranks? I mean, we'll probably be using them. Because I was using some of the really bad deer ones. Like the Brawlers. And the Lions ones are definitely a bit better, so... Actually, did any of the deer ones stick around? Probably not, because we're using 2 flyers. Oh right, Bridget Mercenaries was on Leone. So, 3 physical attack, 10 hit, 10 crit. Not a bad offensive battalion. Like, this is probably a little bit better as a generalist stat stick than the Elmira one, but it's also got a worse gambit. Still got 50 hit, but it's a 1-range, 2-tile attack, so not terribly impressive. But yeah, as a stat stick, this is definitely one of the top tier too. So yeah, I would say this, Elmira Mercenaries, and Merchant Military are all like actually really solid E-rank battalions. It's kind of a shame that this one comes so late, because you have to do Petra and Bernie's paralog to get it. Who did buy with Mary? Raphael. That was a very wholesome ending. What did I have on Lauren's? Oh, right, he still had the Stride Battalion. Right, Lauren's got the Stride Battalion because Marianne was some of my highest damage output in the early game with Frozen Lance. So I ended up giving the second copy of Merchant Military to her instead of Lauren's. And she was just my secondary attacker after Wysithia in terms of magic. You completely overlooked it before this challenge? I mean, let's be fair here. You get that after the time skip and you're drowning in B-rank paralog battalions. Seems pretty reasonable to have overlooked it, whereas like Merchant Military and the Elmira Mercenaries you get a little bit earlier, so it's easier to notice them when things are a little more restricted. So yeah, I think that's the one thing I dock the Brigid Mercenaries for, is that getting them takes a little bit more time than I'd like. But, yeah, and you get 2 copies of Elmira Mercenaries, so we have one on Bernie and one on Ignatz. Let's see, Seth, of course, in Helen, Ingrid, nothing. Sarah's Mercenaries are also pretty solid. As long as you're not a magic attacker, 3 physical attack, 10 hit, and +2 prot. Onslaught's kind of meh, again, but like, I don't know. This is a pretty solid stat stick. And you basically have 2 copies of these from almost the earliest parts of the game. So, actually, you know what, I'd probably... Because if we compare that to the Brigid Mercenaries, right? This drops 2 prot to have for 10 crit, but the Saros Mercenaries show up earlier. So, like, actually, top 3 for this run is probably Saros Mercs, Elmira Mercenaries, and Merchant Military, and then this is like an honorary 4th mention. With E-rank bats, you kind of just have to assume Meg Gambits unless it's Gerald Smirks. I mean, sort of. Because, like, again, we get 2 copies of this that has Fusillade. And then we get 2 copies of Merchant Military, which is a fairly solid magic battalion with Poison Tactic, which is the same area of effect as Blaze, by the way. With 60 hit. So if all you're doing is wanting crowd control, who cares if you do 0 damage, because this thing's got like pretty reliable hit, and it's gonna nail a lot of stuff. And then Church of Sarah Soldiers is pretty okay. 3 prot, 3 Roselle, 5 hit. worked well enough on Hilda when we played around it. But this is probably the one I felt the most on for the loss of prot compared to having 6 prot C or B rank battalions. And I guess not even just for prot stacking with Hilda. Because again, going back to my problems with running Paladin with Byleth, it just felt like we never had a significant bulk advantage over going back to being in Pickus's Knight, so I think the loss of being able to use good C and B rank ground battalions really hurts Cavalier and Paladin in this run. I think that covers everything. Well, most of what we use. We don't have J-Mercs equipped, but like, Assault Troop kinda good as Gambit. And there were definitely a number of situations where I did willingly swap into Paladin because I needed Assault Troop to crowd control the enemy. I guess as a stat stick, it's pretty not great. Like, 3 physical attack is alright, but 10 crit and 15 avoid is definitely suboptimal compared to having some prot and some hit. Let's see. Oh yeah, there it is. I'm like, pretty sure I leveled up one of these. So Bernie leveled up bandits at one point, but these ones, bandits and thieves and rogues here, these ones are definitely the ones that are actual trash E-rank battalions. They're kind of use them because you got nothing better. I guess they do have Disturbance, which has 60 base hit. So if you're only looking for relatively small AoE crowd control, this is going to be more reliable than usual. Actually, come to think of it, most of these E-ranks have gambits that are 50 hit or higher. So I guess that's the one really good thing about them. Is your base gambit hit rate is pretty decent to make up the fact that none of these are giving more than +1 charm. And that was actually a problem at points. Not for Byleth and not for Quad, but Leone and Hilda were definitely looking at that charm bonus going, man, I wish I had 6 more charm. Sure would help my gambit hit rate not be 50 listed. So yeah, the bigger charm boost on these other battalions is actually pretty significant for anyone not named Byleth or the House Lord. And we did compensate by having hit +20, so that helped a little bit. But like, we still needed to really mash the link attacks to force it to 100. Whereas, if you compare, say, to a standard run with flying Byleth using Keyhole, for example, the hit plus 20 on the Keyhole Assault Troop just makes it so that you don't need link attacks. You fly out and hit something raw as a lead-in, and it's going to be 100% Gambit. Ignatz was probably fine without it. No, Ignatz said has the problem of his base charm is just not very good. So we were able to use his personal and hit plus 20 to compensate a bit, but he still needed a lot of link attacks to fix his hit rate if we were trying to Gambit. Because, like, if you compare here, Leone with any of the E-rank battalions hits 30 charm, which is a bit short in N-bar. It's like 5 or 6 points behind the enemy. Whereas if she was using a B-rank battalion, she'd probably be about 3 or 4 points ahead of them. But if Ignatz was using that same battalion, he'd still be at a deficit enough where he just wouldn't gain any hit rate. So yeah, I guess for low charm units, the charm bonus on these battalions basically doesn't matter. 1, 10, it's not enough to help them. But Hilda and Leone, who have like high but not stupid high like Byleth or Quad. Actually, this Quad is charm screwed, I think. I think normally he'd have closer to like 40. But like comparatively, the B rank charm bonus actually matters for Leone and Hilda. So that was kind of an interesting thing to run into. Because normally they get into a situation where it's somewhat like Byleth, where they can kind of drop it raw, or they can drop it raw or with one link attack and have 100%. But Hilda and Leone ended up in a lot of situations where basically they needed as much fixing as Ignatz or Lorenz with their... Or I guess Lorenz would have needed in a normal run with their poor charm. So yeah, it was definitely interesting, and I think it really proves the strength of flyers too, that we basically went half the game without battalions on Byleth or Claude, and it largely felt like it didn't matter. Because flying Kanto kinda cracked. But I suppose it helps that I threw all the stat boosters at, or offensive stat boosters at Byleth. Because just having 49 strength sort of does make up for the fact that we're losing a battalion that can have up to 8 physical extra attack. Pega Pony Power, yeah. 49 strength, 53 speed, is this super quad? Not quite. I guess if I dropped these sooner too, I suppose I could have probably made Paladin a little stronger too. Maybe if we try to do Paladin Byleth again, maybe I'll try seeing about scrounging up strength and speed stat boosters to throw at her earlier. Because that probably would have helped, but I guess the thing is that without the stat boosters, Pegasus Knight was still just better. And simply swapping without needing to use the stat base is... I guess was just the more flexible option. But if we want to hard commit, especially since, you know, when we get to Paladin, you're not really expecting to increase bases anymore through class fixing. I probably could have just piled them on. Actually, out of curiosity, what do our stats look like if we were Paladin here? Well, it wouldn't have done too much for our defense. Woo, 2 whole extra defense. Actually, wow, yeah. Paladin has barely more physical bulk than Falcon Knight. And then loses 6 speed. Yeah. Kinda yikes. So it probably still would have worked, aside from the fact that this swamp as a paladin probably would have really sucked. But stat line wise, this would still have been pretty competent in terms of just sheer offense. It only loses that much speed when mounted. And Falcon Knight only gains that much speed when mounted. Oh no! My fire is only super fast when flying, and killing things while flying, and cantering away while flying. But yeah, damn. I feel like Paladin should have a lot more extra bulk compared to Falcon Knight. Because this almost feels like robbery. Alright, well, I think I've rambled on enough about this. We'll eventually see how the Eagles fare, although I feel like there won't be huge variation. I guess the thing that'll change is that I won't be planning around hunting by daybreak, since that doesn't exist in Crimson Flower. Making horse units take a speed penalty while mounted and flying units gain extra speed while mounted sure is a decision. Yeah, I know, right? It's almost like someone on the dev team really liked flyers. But yeah, I guess we'll see how not having to do hunting by daybreak informs Crimson Flower once we get to it. And then Blue Lions is going to be suffering without Sacred Shield or Retribution. So that'll probably be the most interesting of the EBATS runs once we get to it. Alright, we're in ad, so I'm gonna go refill my water, then we'll come back, switch games, and do bonus only feat FE1. So, we're back.
How long have you been standing there? More!
Oop. Of course, ads start and then miss a raid. Thanks to the raid, of course. Where are you up to tonight? Were you also doing 3 houses? For Blue Lions, would it make sense to go War Master? My male Byleth or is Falcon Knight female Byleth just too strong? Yeah, flyers are just too strong in general, and for the Blue Lions run in particular, we would definitely be super waiting on flyer utility. Because we would be doing Hunting by Daybreak without Encloser help. So using anything on the ground would be a large potential issue. I guess barring maybe doing like Fortress Knight Byleth. But I would prefer for Byleth to fly and to put Fortress Knight on someone else, although I'm not quite sure who I'd do it with. You're also doing Golden Deer, but it's your first playthrough of this house. Well, hopefully the run's going well for you. We actually just finished up with endgame here, so we'll be moving on to a different challenge run. Well, I say challenge run, but it's gonna be the first Fire Emblem, so I don't think it's gonna modify things too much. But yeah, so yeah, for the Lions run, we'll be planning a lot around Hunting by Daybreak. And then a lot around Endgame. Because those unblockable ambush siege tomes, when we don't have Sacred Shield or Impregnable Wall, it's gonna be pretty rough, so we're probably gonna have to actually use a dodge tank setup. Which means more than likely I'm fielding Flyer both Dimitri and Byleth. Particularly since Dimitri tends to get hard focused in Lion's Endgame. If Blue Lion's Byleth is a Fortnite, what is there for Gilbert to do? I mean, there's definitely merit to having two. Especially if you're running an Assassin Ball, it helps for there to be two Fortress Knights to draw aggro. You just got to the war era. Nice, so... Have you tackled Hunting by Daybreak yet, or have you still yet to face it? Yeah, I don't know if there's any place in these runs where I'd pick male Byleth. Particularly since if we take Pegasus Knight out of the equation, then suddenly it's a lot harder to get into a flying class. And I think I'd pretty much want a flying class with Byleth on every single run. Oh, hey, Queen Shi. It's actually not the finale. We already killed Nemesis and I did a unit review. That's why we're back on this screen. You'll never guess who got the killing blow on Nemesis. Dude. It may have been someone who wears glasses. Yeah, Ignatz. I was trying to give it to Raph, but Raph didn't have enough damage to get past Nemesis' prot, so Ignatz did it in his stead. What was this class? Sniper. And this is a fairly strength-less Ignatz, too. He's got 32 strength without any stat basers. So with the Raph support, he was able to put together 18 times 2 from a Hunter's Volley on Nemesis. So all he needed was a little setup from Brave Lance plus Byleth. Violet's gender has no impact on accessible classes in Cindered Shadows. It's true. Because you're not allowed to actually cert anything, so... Kinda stuck with Swordmaster. Which, I guess, since it's given to you for free, I suppose it's better than in the main game where you have to fight to A swords for it. So far, your female Byleth has failed the certain Peasant Knight for 5 consecutive weeks. So you're going to defeat Mikman as a mercenary. Yeah, there's a reason I go super hard on faculty training to try to get that lance and flying rank. Because I do not like the Gamba chances. Alright. Anyway, I guess that's enough about 3